Hey everyone, Mrs. Ragstad here. This is video 8.6, where I will be teaching you about simple volume problems. Now there are two different ways we can calculate the volume. I'm going to teach you two different shapes. The first one is a rectangular solid. And so let's look at problem one. We have this Kleenex box here, and it might be helpful to draw a three-dimensional picture of it so that you can see what's going on. Now you may have learned this in a math class before, but the formula is basically you have your length times your width times your height. So volume equals length times width times height. Now it doesn't matter at all which one is the length or the width or the height, because I could just as easily turn this box on its side. It just means that you need to have each of the three dimensions multiplied together. Now in this simple problem, all of my dimensions are in the units of inches. So how I will solve this is I'll just take the inches, or each inch here, each unit, and multiply them together. So I don't even specify in the problem which is the length or the width or the height. So I'm going to say volume equals 11 inches, and you do need to write units every time. Every time there's a number, you should have a unit after it, times 5 inches times 4 inches. And then on my calculator, I'm just going to put these three numbers in. So I can say 11 times 5 times 4 equals, that's 220. But you can't leave it there, because you see I also have 3 of these inches, and they're multiplied together. So inches times inches times inches equals inches cubed. Cubed means to the third power, which is this unit right here. Just like if you had x times x times x, that would equal x cubed, just like in math. Okay, so my units here are inches cubed, and now instead of length, this is a unit of volume. So that's how we calculate the volume of a rectangular solid. Now I can also calculate the volume of a cylindrical solid, like a tin can. Okay, so here's my picture. And there's two dimensions here that you need to know. There's the height, and it does matter that the height is the long end, not the end that's a circle. And the other dimension I need to know is the radius. Okay, so the radius goes from the center of the circle out into the edge, and I'm going to call that r. And our formula for calculating the volume of a cylinder is V equals pi, which is the number 3.1415926. It's on your calculator, so you should just use the pi button on your calculator. So pi r squared, which is the radius squared, times height. And all you need to do is plug in the numbers that are given here into this formula. So the can of soup has the dimensions 12 centimeters high, so h equals 12 centimeters, and a radius of 3 centimeters. So r equals 3 centimeters, and now I will plug it into the formula. Volume equals pi times 3 centimeters squared times 12 centimeters. In my calculator now, I'm going to solve this equation. I'm going to say pi, so let me show you on the calculator. This here is the pi button. So I can say pi times 3, and then here's the squared button, right down there, times 12, and that equals 339. I'm going to round. Or really it'd be more exact to do, or better to do 340, because I only have 2 digits in my starting number. So 340, and then what are my units going to be? Well, I started with units of centimeters, so I have centimeters squared times centimeters, and that again will give me centimeters cubed. So any unit of length can be cubed to make a unit of volume, because it is a three-dimensional object. 3 dimensions means there's 3 length dimensions, length, width, and height. And here we have to just count the area of the circle because it's a cylinder, but there's still 3 dimensions. And so my units are still, in terms of length, cubed. Length cubed. Okay, we can also have volume in terms of liters or gallons, but I will show you that in the complex problems, which is the next level. Okay, so now I'm going to pause, and I'd like you to try to solve the next 2 problems for yourself, and then when you're done, you can come back and check and see that you did it right. See you in a few minutes. Hi again, I'm back with all the answers, so go ahead and pause the video one more time, check your answers and see that they're right. Also make sure that you have the setup correct. If you only write the correct answer, that is not correct. I need to see that your setup is good. You need to write the equation every time. You need to plug in the correct numbers every time and show your units every time and have it set up in a really nice and neat manner, because when you level up to the next level, the problems are going to get a lot more complex. So if you're not solving your problems in a neat and a complete manner, showing all your work, then you're going to get confused. All right, so go ahead and check your work, show me your work, and then you can level up to the next level. See you soon.